the spiritual mediator is linked with all grand messengers. He knows them by name and by their faces. When he has learned to communicate with all the grand messengers, only then God Almighty delegates him to be an initiatory Sufi. You do not become a Sufi master by reading a book, or you do not become a Sufi master by having only the blessings of your own prophet or messenger. The spiritual mediator. This is the sketch of a spiritual mediator. All his souls are enlightened, and he knows that each of the souls of the breast is linked with one of the grand messengers. So a Sufi knows that all the souls in his breast which are awakened and enlightened, and they are awakened and enlightened thanks to the blessings of each of the grand messengers. This spiritual mediator in the spiritual realm has to visit all the messengers in person, and he knows them by face, and he is able to communicate with each of the grand messengers. The heart. He knows if there is a problem with the heart, who to contact. For example, you have a house and you have electricity line in your house. You have electricity, you have gas, natural gas, right? You have internet connection. Then, for your bathroom, for all the drainage, you need a plumber. If something is wrong with a building, you need a builder. If electricity is not, there is a fault, who do you call? The plumber? The builder? Who is responsible for it? The electrician. If something is wrong with the gas, you call British Gas. If there is a problem in the water pipeline, in the drainage system, the toilet is not working, the flush is not working, you call a plumber. In a similar way, a Sufi mediator, spiritual master, he knows if somebody's heart has a spiritual disease and a problem, then on his behalf, he contacts Adam, and he requests Adam to heal the heart of the disciple. If there is a problem with the soul, on your behalf, the mediator will contact Abraham. If the city is suffering from any unknowable spiritual disease, then the spiritual mediator will contact Moses. If there is a problem with khafi, the soul khafi in the breast, the spiritual mediator will contact Jesus and will have the problem fixed. If something is wrong with ikhfa, the spiritual mediator will contact Prophet Muhammad, request him, and he will fix it for him. So he, the spiritual mediator, is linked with all grand messengers. He knows them by name and by their faces. And oftentimes, in the spiritual realms, a spiritual mediator visits their assemblies where all the messengers and all the prophets have a get-together. When he has learned to communicate with all the grand messengers, only then God Almighty delegates him to be an initiatory Sufi. You do not become a Sufi master by reading a book, or you do not become a Sufi master by having only the blessings of your own prophet or messenger. A Sufi master has to be endorsed by all grand messengers. And then it is up to the spiritual mediator, it is at his discretion into which path does he initiate you. He will decide whether you should be initiated in Jesus' path, or Adam path, or Moses' path, or Mohammedan path. He will decide. This is the body of a spiritual mediator. Therefore, all those who find a spiritual mediator and they are connected with a spiritual mediator, it is not possible that the disciple of a Sufi master, that the disciple of a spiritual mediator, does not respect all the prophets. He has to, because he knows not only the fact that he has to respect all, but he knows any bad word about any messenger of the prophet will mean his exclusion from the Sufi path. He will be expelled from spirituality. This is why all Sufis, they are very cautious and they're very alarmed and they're very alert when it comes to giving respect to the prophets and the grand messengers. And they want to make sure that they respect all of them equally. Why equally? Because without the help of any one of them, a Sufi will never reach God. Jesus, Muhammad, Adam, Moses, Abraham, all the grand messengers are equally important to a Sufi. So we need a spiritual mediator who is authorized by God to initiate others into spirituality. When somebody is delegated by God as a Sufi master, divine energy emanates from his body because he has the representation of all the grand messengers. This is why all the religions, if they listen to him, will start loving him. They will think he belongs to us because he, in his bosom, has representation of Mohammedans, representation of Jesus, representation of Abraham, Moses, and Adam. This is why everybody will say everybody can relate to him because he represents all. Why must he represent all? Because it is very important for him to represent all. Because Sufism was not granted in full to any of them. Sufism was granted in portions to all these grand messengers. And after the completion of the 5 messengers, now we have the entire existence of Sufism. Sufism is Mohammedan path. Sufism is the path of Jesus. Sufism is the path of Moses and Abraham and Adam.
ALRA TV, the place to connect with God.